One. Mr. Speaker, ladies and gentlemen, if money is the main metric of Prime Minister, then we can win on that and co-opt a lot of what they mention. Contrary to popular belief, good can come better. That's what growth is called. Meaning, given the trend and shift towards a lot of things like original content in the likes of indie filmmaking and original streaming services, which we characterized and talked to you about, which by the way, they gave no response for, we posit that these things are emerging and can grow, therefore giving you a good upside. On the flip side of things, bad can also become worse. Meaning, sure, you might have been able to make money with a lot of these remakes and sequels in the past, but people are starting to catch on these tricks, and the point in which you continue doing these things, even if you try your best to curate them, is a point in which it becomes futile, and the opportunity cost of money, time, and resources is best spent on the comparative. It's a simple intuition pump from Shark Tank, wherein they say, would you rather own 100% of a grape or 10% of a watermelon? On-side government, they've milked and squeezed the grape to the pulp. Yes, it's safe. Yes, it makes money. But the trend has already shifted from all of these rather utilized and overly created content to that of originals. What Jared and I talked about in our funnel approach, which was not responded to. We believe that on-side government, we've told you a couple of things. Number one, we nuanced this and gave a clear trade-off of priority. We recognize that you can't do both things equally, but this debate is about where we allocate more money, more time, and more resources. And we think we were quite strategic there. We co-opted their case and told you we can have the benefits of the originals, while at the same time cherry-picking what sequels and what spin-offs and what remakes we're going to do, because it doesn't become majority. On-site government, 80% of the time, they spend this on remakes or sequels. 20% of the time on originals. Our side is the complete opposite. 80% of the time on originals, 20% of the time on remakes and sequels. What we told you consistently throughout our bench is that it's more strategic to do so because you're able to capture the upside of this trend shifting to original, and at the same time are able to cherry pick those remakes and sequels that are good. This is not us squirreling the motion, but us being strategic. That's how debate works. Secondly, let's just look at the mathematics of everything, right? There are good sequels, and there are also really, really bad ones. So for every one successful, awesome, cool remake, like yay, Top Gun 2, that was nice, you have 5, 7, or 8 meh or crappy ones that no one even knows about because it got silence in the box office, or they didn't even list it on streaming services because no one wanted to be able to watch. So, in terms of capitalist upside, while also managing the downside, it's a no-brainer to be able to shift to where the trend's going and be ahead of the curve, given that this is where indie filmmakers and a lot of these original content creators are going at what we talked about with the streaming services. Third, and this is something that Jaron talked about in his whip speech, it's simply about evolution of case line and degree of responsiveness. To be very clear, we're not arguing by example. We're giving you very nuanced and specific instances of how oftentimes a lot of these remakes and sequels fell to the wayside. And we've also told you the comparative, which is unexplored, talking about originals, things which are awesome, things that kids, adults, grandparents, us, all of us would probably rather watch. And for all of these reasons, let's have more original content, less of those sequel stuff. We've seen it all before. Very proud to take this debate.